Meanwhile, the New York Times has said that US President Joe Biden has told a key ally that he knows he may not be able to salvage his candidacy if he cannot convince the public in the coming days that he is up for the job after a disastrous debate performance last Thursday. Let's go across for more details to my colleague in the newsroom, Mark Lynn. Mark, what is the latest? I believe that Biden is also now, after all these days following that disastrous debate, spoken to top Democrat Chuck Schumer as well.
Yes, Gautam, the report that the New York Times, as you read it, it quotes that he has spoken to a key ally, and he has told him that perhaps he's not quite ready for the job as one can see it in the fitness of things, because there has been a lot of voices against his performance, especially from California, which is a very strong blue state. And over there, people were a little disappointed not only with his performance but with the choices that they had, especially since Trump had a bit of immunity from the Supreme Court and seems to have been surging ahead. But a Reuters poll recently, a very recent Reuters poll, seems to suggest that Joe Biden has made up, and basically it's an even battle as things stand. The question is, who would they choose in case Joe Biden decides after a conference with a number of Democratic governors and top leaders of the Democratic Party, whether he wants to step down, whether that the next choice should be Kamala Harris. And Kamala Harris, being his running mate, would automatically, get into the entire machinery, which is the election machinery, and then take over from there. And it would be a similar kind of ticket, and her name has the highest recall. But whether the Democrats actually are willing for that, or they want someone else to come up, is a matter that is being discussed currently. But there seems to be a surge for Joe Biden once again, because he is even in the poll that I said, the recent Reuters poll with Donald Trump. I mean, if they had the elections, he's likely to probably hold his own.
Yes,
and
they're both at 40%.
If Harris does take over, actually she could lose.
Yes, that is a big gamble, really. If Joe Biden were to bow at this stage, and that's being deliberated among the Democrats. It's been also reported that he will speak to House Democrat Clyburn as well on Wednesday itself, which is Wednesday today for the US, their Eastern time. Now, that will be a big gamble because, as you said, 40-40 for both Trump and Biden, even at this stage, even after the debate. And if he's replaced, that is in a way already conceding the race, isn't it? And won't then, if Kamala Harris were to run, won't she be running as the fall gal instead of a guy?
Absolutely. And perhaps that is the big concern for the Democrats. Though, of course, there are a number of other names doing the rounds. Some of them are the governors that are currently in place. In Pennsylvania is one. But the point is that, it is for the Democratic Party to decide. And there are a number of, in the Republicans as well, people who were going to support the Democratic candidate because they were against Trump. They were the no-Trumpers in a sense. So those people are also, a little bewildered by the performance of Joe Biden. And the question is about how strong Trump's performance is in terms of, getting the votes that are in the swing states or the votes that are undecided on his side. Because a number of the young voters don't really feel that there is much between these two candidates. And they're not really they can't see anything coming out of this election that is something that they would look forward to. So the issue is really if they could find a candidate who would change, who would tilt the things in their favor, and because the Democrats don't want to lose this anymore. After all, Trump's immunity from the Supreme Court is something that has set them back a bit, because if he does get into the White House, then a lot of the issues that the Democrats stand for, they believe are going to be, slowly and surely pushed away.
Yes, that is quite likely. And, well, there's been talk about Michelle Obama stepping up as well to be the Democratic candidate, although at this stage, whether someone would want to be that sacrificial goat or not is another question. But thanks for the moment, Mark, for joining us. and throwing more light on this. Now, a New York